Yesterday, in our session, what we discussed about, customer exit variable. Okay, so how to write a customer exit variable in BW4 HANA, where BW4 HANA, and where we return the customer exit variable logic, we using the RSROA baddie, because in BW4 HANA, since we don't have CMOD functionality anymore, so we need to implement it via the RSROA baddie, the customer exits. Okay. Now today what I am going to teach is I am going to teach you how to implement customer exit on BW on HANA. Okay, because when we go to any real-time project, then we don't know whether we go to BW4 HANA or a BW on HANA project, or it is a BW on traditional database. Whether it is BW on HANA or if it is BW on traditional database, still what happens? This is CMOD functionality still available. So in this case, we need to know how to implement customer exits in this CMOD. Okay, so for that reason, I am going to take one example to explain you how to write it, and how we learned it. In case of data source enhancement using general CMOD way, and one generic implementation where we create programs. Same way we are going to learn here also. Okay, I will try to explain you this code. So to explain this, I am taking one example because we are talking about customer exits, which works at report level. I have a report called sales report. In this, I have in a filter section, I have a calendar month, year month, and I am restricted with one characteristic called mandatory single value and input ready. Okay, so in the rows and key figure section, I taken month material on the rows and amount quantity as a key figure. Okay, so when I execute this report, what happens? Because of the global filter on calendar month, which is of mandatory, so every time when user executes the report, he or she has to provide month as a input to the query. So when I am trying to execute this query, you see calendar year month selection came, and user must select one month from the selection screen. So every time selecting this month is, user may not be happy, giving every time input to it, because users will always run the report either for the current month or the last month based upon their reporting requirements. So if they want to pre-populate this particular calendar year month with the current month or previous month, we must write customer exit logic. Okay, so where we write customer exit logic in BW on HANA, in CMOD we write this kind of functionality. Okay, so now let's see how. So in order to get this customer exit functionality, first we need to create a variable which is of customer exit. So now I am going to create a variable which is of customer exit, single value and mandatory. Okay, so 0 cal month underscore, which is mandatory. So I am giving M, and single value S, and exit. So E I am giving underscore 01. Calendar year or month. Okay, so it is not manual, now it is customer exit variable. Okay, I am clicking on finish button. So it is not optional, it is mandatory without initial. So I created one variable of mandatory and customer exit. Now I am going to restrict my calendar year or month with that variable instead of normal one. So MSE01 and removing this MSI. So now I added this customer exit variable to my selection screen. Now what happens if I return logic for this customer exit variable, then automatically my selection screen will be pre-populated with the current month. Let's take the requirement as current month. So where to write this logic? In BW, we write this logic in BW where under CMOD. So what happens, just like our data source enhancement, for to write this, to execute this customer exit variables also, there is a exit variable, there is one, exit given by SAP. So what was that exit name? The exit name is RSROA 0001. Okay, let's see. So what happens generally, if you are very new to the project, you are not aware of where you are, where to write your enhancement logic. So you know that the enhancement, the data source, the customer exit logic was written on the CMOD, because in BW on HANA we write on CMOD. But in CMOD, which project they taken, they are implementing this particular one, you don't know, correct? So in that case, how to identify? In development system, I am telling you, in production it is not possible in this way, but in development system, without asking anyone also, you can able to identify under which project the people implemented this customer exit functionality. So for that, what I'm, for example, one of the one is GBW. I'm expecting they may implemented this here. So when I go to display and then enhancement assignments, you see nothing is there. So like this, I need to open each and every one because the functional exit, that exit functionality we can implement only on one project. It is not possible to implement on multiple projects. Okay. So what I'm going to do is simply I'm going to edit of this GPW. I'm trying to give this RSR 00001 and press enter. So when you press enter, as I said, it is not possible to implement on multiple projects. SAP gives an error message saying that it was already implemented on GBW exit. On the bottom, you can see the error message. So in this way, you can easily identify under which project it was already implemented, GBW exit. So simply cancel this one and now go to GBW exit. So this is the easiest way to to quickly identify your exit. So you see now under GPW exit, under enhancement components, I can see my enhancement one, and then if I go to components tab, there is an exit here, customer exit. Okay, exit underscore this one. If I double click on it, then I will go into the include of it, and if I double click on it, then here we need to write our enhancement logic. You see there's some people already written some logic here and they commented few and a few variables, so there is a logic. And if you try to understand the existing logic, you see here when they are checking the variable name, when their variable is called, then they are writing their logic within this between this when to the next one. Okay. So now we are also going to do the same thing. So if I go to starting of this particular one, so from here they started. So they are doing first case statement. So yesterday also we seen first we need to check our variable name, and whenever our variable name comes, then under the when condition we need to check our variable name and implement our logic and append the required value to the ET range table. Okay. If you go to one step back, here you can see the I underscore vname contains the variable name and info object, and ET range is the table where you need to update. You see ET range is the table. Okay, IT var range is the table where it contains the already filled information here. Okay, so it is like just like a function module as explained in our previous session. So here I need to implement. So I need to go to edit mode of it. And since there is already some code written for the other variables, it is very important that I am not supposed to touch any of the existing code. Just I need to implement my code. So for that, what I need to do, I need to come to the end. So here this is the last when statement. Below that I need to write one more when condition with my variable name. What is my variable name here? Copy. That's it. So when my variable is called, it will check, it will come here. 1 second. So when my variable was called, so it will come here and it will execute the the one which is written below. So what I am going to do, I am going to fill the data current month information, right? So in order to fill the current month information, I need a variable to do I need variable? I don't need any variable. Okay. So at the end, I need to update my value to the ET range. Okay. So in order to insert a record into ET range, I need a work area LS range. So already you see some people already created LS range work area here. So what I need to do, I can reuse that work area LS underscore S underscore range sign. First you need to provide some clear. Yeah, you need to clear this work area, clear L underscore S underscore range. And then you need to update this LS range values. So first one is sign. Sign is equal to include I L underscore S underscore range. option is equal to include equal to, because you are trying to provide a single value, we are giving EQ. If it is multiple values, multiple also EQ, but if it is a range, we are giving between BT. L underscore range low. So on the low, I need to provide the current month information. How to derive current month information? So from the side item, if I take the first 6 characters, then it is the current month information. I am not filling because my variable is a single variable. Okay. Append this L underscore S underscore range to LED range. Check. Activate. So implemented our exit. Just activate this one. Activated. Now if I try to execute my report again, so insert data source, go to here. Still it was not called. Why? Let's see one more time. Activate. MSC01 only, right? The variable which I am using here. Oh, I step. I need to forget to write I step here. So 1 second. Under which I step it was called? Did they mention any I step here?
Step 1.
Yeah, but it was not came right. That's why I'm checking one more time here. Case. You see this case statement is below this case statement. So that's why it not came. I need to implement this, somewhere different place. This case statement is here ending, and this case statement here it is when. But why it not came at all? Just keep one external breakpoint here. Activate this one. Activate this one also, because both are related to same. Because okay. Come on. Activity split of errors. What error? Include after case. When is allowed only after case? Where it is? This is, there are some issues are there here. Some places due to this termination. RSRU, I don't know where it was, but let it be close. It's not our code actually. So, but since I am feeling both are same, just 1 second. It's not ours one. First thing is ours. Who written this one? Where is written this one? I'm keeping a breakpoint here, and okay, I'm going to RSRT, because the place where we written is correct only. So I'm trying. Let me execute this. One from RSRT to get to know whether it is this particular exit was calling properly or not. Execute. Yeah, it's coming. External user breakpoint desktop 3. Yeah, so it came here. If it came here, then we are good. Okay. So side item of 6 means month and year. I equal to range sign option. Yeah, all are good. We need to define I step also. Okay, that is important. You see 11.2022 came here. Okay, that is because of buffer issue, but case here. But the point of what we missed here. So when we are writing, exit here, it is important to mention the IK step, or else what happened for every, I step, this will be called, which is not correct. So since when, if If go to go to one step back and try to understand which is contains I step information. When I underscore step is the one which contains the value. Okay, go to edit, go to your code. If I underscore step is equal to 1, then execute this kind of logic. For I step 2 and all, even though it is called, we are not supposed to execute this logic. Okay, activate. So now go to enhance for office and try to bring this report one more time. Let's see. Maybe a refresh issue. That's the reason it is not taking. Okay, select from data source. Still it is not coming. Okay, some problem is there. That's why in AFO it is not refreshing. But if I go to RSRT, from RSRT I am able to see this particular code was executing, with the current month. Okay. So
Yeah.
now what we're, yes, any question?
No, like for next month it will take next month only, right?
Yes, yes. So yeah, I will show you that one also. Now what we are going to do is instead of implementing the customer exit, in this generic way, where CMOD everyone, because if you see what happened, because everyone implementing here, if any one person did mistake in their code, or if two people are implementing their logic, then what happened? There is a dependency between the CMOD. Only one person can collect this CMOD into their tier. Other person cannot collect it. Okay, so but there is a dependency between the developers if if we are using CMOD. So that's why using directly writing in CMOD is not recommendable by SAP. So for this, what SAP did, they come up with a program. Okay, they come up with one. You see something already using it here. So we can make it some generic way. Okay, how to make it in a generic way? So by doing some implementing some simple logic, now we can make a more generic, because so that we can eliminate the dependency between users. Okay, how to do that one? So let me a second. You are not able to see my screen, right?
No.
Now it is fine, I think. Yep. So you see, I already copied some code into my notepad. So by writing this generic code, so this is just like our data source enhancement generic, generic statement. Here also we follow the same kind of mechanism. What we are going to do, we are going to define a variable which stores the program name. After that, I am going to concatenate my variable name, because I underscore vname contains the variable name, correct? So I am concatenating gbw underscore with the variable name and storing in one of the local variable, and this local variable represents the program name. Okay, then I am calling this program name, and not directly calling, I am calling the form. Okay, I am calling the perform written in this program. Okay, if it is found, then it will be executed. If not found, it simply come out of this statement. Okay, so this is a generic way of implementation. So now what will happen if you do one time, if you return this code in your CMOD, then no other person need to touch this CMOD. Simply whenever you have a requirement, you see, now what I am going to do, I am going to create a new variable now 02, where I try to implement a last month information. Create new variable 0 cal month underscore m mandatory, for example, or else let's take a interval now. Okay, mandatory interval, and interval exit 01. Okay, calendar year, you can go on mute, year or month. So manual input, this is a not manual input, customer exit, and it's not single value. Let's take interval and click on finish button, and it is not optional, it is mandatory without initial. Now click on save button. Now go to your query and bring this particular one into your report filter, MIE, and remove this MSC. So now what I am going to do, I need to implement the customer exit logic for this variable. So if I want to implement this one, so what I need to do, I no need to go to this CMOD anymore, because of implementing this generic code here. Simply what I do, I go to SC38 and I will create a program called gbw underscore the variable name, exact the name of the variable, and create button. So here you can write, customer exit for 0 cal month and make it executable program and click on save button. Local object I am saving currently. And here, because the generic program what you implemented is not calling the program, it's calling the perform written in the program. So that's why you need to implement this form in your program. Okay, so in order to implement this form, how you are going to write this implementation? So you must write this implementation. I already copied some code into my notepad. I'm pasting here. You see, you need to write in this way. So if you see, it is just exactly the implementation of this form. So you see perform user execute user exit. Now form name is execute user exit, and in this form we have tables and using operator, right? So tables, you see tables et range using three variables I am passing here, three variables but in the form definition we need to define the data type of each and everything. So et range is of type rsrtdsid. From where I can get these data types here, it's not too complex. If you go to one step back on your CMOD, here you have the data types of each and everything. You see ET range is of type, here you can see RST RS range SID, and IT var range is of type RSOT var range. Okay, it's not too complex to get this data types from the CMOD. It's very easy. So once you implemented this particular one, in between this form you need to write your implementation. Okay, so it is common for any of your variable. This code is common, only the between the implementation logic between this form and end form will be changed. That's it. So here we need to first check case I underscore step is equal to and step when end case. Okay, so when one, because here we no need to check for the variable name, because this particular program will be called only when your variable is using in the report. So only here in this program you need to check about I step. If it is 1 2 3 0 like that, you need to check. Okay, since our is a customer exit variable with the mandatory type, so it will be called under I step 1. Okay, so when it is 1, what logic I need to do? I need to define one local work area, because it is purely to my my program. Here I don't have anything to reuse. So like line of, so variable name, this is et table is the table, so you need a like line of information to get the structure. Okay, so click on check button, unknown rsrtd range SID et range, or else what you can do, just implement this one in below of it and like line of et range. Like line of, if I am using like line of, I must use the local things. That's why it's not giving range. It will also work out. If you are defining this like line of on the above, you must use some existing one. Okay. And since I am using below, see by this time it already know ET range. Okay. Now what I am going to, I need to update my information. ls underscore range sign is equal to include ls underscore range option is equal to, because it is a interval, I need to use bt. Okay, ls underscore range low. So what is low, what is high? So interval I am taking, right? In my case, the example is we must get the data. By default, the range must be last month and current month. So on the low, I must get last month. On the high, I must get the current month. Okay. So in order to get the last month, I need to write some implementation, right? So I need to derive some, ls underscore month of 6 characters, type C. Okay. So how to derive ls month? So ls underscore month, to make it more clear, ls underscore month underscore low, to make it more sensible way, underscore low is equal to, so what I can do from site item, I can bring the first characters to derive the current month, and then do subtracting -1, I will get the last month. So it is low. Okay. But there is a small problem. I will explain you. ls underscore month underscore low. I am giving low here. ls underscore range underscore high is equal to from side item. Simply giving the 6 characters will give the current month here. Okay. After doing everything, simply append ls underscore range to e underscore t underscore range. Okay, and before updating anything to work area, first try to clear the work area and then update it to make sure data won't get corrupted. Activate. So we are done with the program implementation. So our program is our unique program, so it is not dependent on any other thing. So now simply go to RSRT, try to execute your report. You see last month came on the low and current month came on the high. Okay, range interval customer exit was working as expected. Okay, now what was the problem in our code? So we have a small problem in our code logic. If for example, if it is January month, then what happened? The last month will become 0, because if we try to subtract 2023 if we try to subtract -1, then it is by 2023 00, which is wrong. So we need to handle this kind of scenario. So for that reason, it's always important here to check this thing. ls underscore month underscore low by using offset operator plus 4 of 2, which gives the month information, is equal to January. Then I need to concatenate. I need to derive one new column called year here, new variable ls underscore year of length 4, type C. So ls underscore year is equal to side item. So I am deriving current year and then subtracting year -1. In order to get the last year, I am subtracting from current year -1. So now what I need to do, I need to bring the last year information, concatenate last information with 12 to get the December month of last year. So it's simple logic, it's not too complex logic to understand, that's why written faster. So if for example the current month is January, then I am taking the current year and subtracting -1 to get the last year, and to the year I am concatenating 12 to get the current last month. So December of last year. If it is not, if any other month, simply we can do -1 to get the last month. Okay. So this is important to handle when you are writing customer exit on month information in this way. Okay, subtracting, whenever you are doing subtractions on month, it is always important to handle this last year's months. Okay, for January period. This is all about implementation of customer exit using CMOD and using the generic method to implement the customer exits, so that you are not dependent on developments are not dependent on one another. Okay, simply one time you need to transport this CMOD after implementing this generic logic to production. From there onward, simply transporting only the program which is newly written to the production is suffice. Okay, that's all for customer exit variable. I'm stopping recording.